Alright class, welcome to the Math 63 online class. I wanted to go over a very important resource page for you here. I put in all the different websites you will probably need during the course of the semester onto a single Word document, and I decided to also make a video of it. So let's actually go to, so these are the resources, or all the online resources for this class. Please read this carefully, make sure you understand every part of it. Email me questions if you have any. Go to the office hours and have those questions ready if you need to here. I also made a video of this particular video, which I'll post up later here, but if you go to youtube.com, you're going to search for Math 4B, and you're going to click on the default YouTube icon here, because I never changed it. And then you're going to click on, I guess I should put playlists, and click on Math 63 lectures, but really it's going to be M63 for Math 63 lectures. Then the first video that comes up is the online class introduction. Let me do that now, just so you sort of see it. So let me get out of what I was doing here. So YouTube, click on Math 4B. As you do that, there's my Math 4B with the default for YouTube icon. Clicking on that, and you'll see it up here because I just typed it in. If you don't see it up here, go to click on playlists, and you want to look for the Math 63 lecture as opposed to the other math classes that I teach. And the first video on it should be right here. Of course, that's not it right there. This is a little placeholder that I put in there for now. But online class introduction, and that's going to be up here. Going over this page right here that we're going to go over right now. So anyways, let's go for it here. So the first website that's the most important is called XYZ Here you will complete all your online homework. You will look up your grades here. You will do all your work literally right here. You will look up your final grade for the semester here. This is a publisher website that is absolutely connected to your textbook in the course. And so it really has everything we really need here for the course. So let's go to it right now. In order to sign up, you'll need a few things, a couple of things first. So let me bring it up on this slide here. So if you already know about XYZ Homework, and some of you guys have, because all the instructors at West Hills College Kalinga use this platform, and if you already have an access code, you're great, because then all you really need is the course ID number right here. This course ID number 6940 for this particular course. You'll just need to know that. If you don't know what XYZ Homework is at all, so let's go for it here. So register as a new student. Of course, you got to put your first name, last name, all that wonderful good stuff there. I have mine pre-filled out because I have it. Let me just jump to, let's see. Yeah, okay. Let me type in some bogus information here. Okay, this is what you really need in order to register for the class here. So an email address, a course ID number, that is again 6940 for this particular class for you guys. And then if you are as a new student, you have to go to the website, register the new student button, which I can't do, and then it will require a student access code. Now the student access code is going to be given to you in two different ways here. If you buy a textbook, the student access code, and hopefully you buy a new textbook, the student access code is going to be underneath the first page of your book. Also, you can purchase this online as well, straight from the website. Alright, if you leave this blank, what happens is you start a 15-day trial version. So you literally can start this website without having that access code at all. Okay, and again, click on the terms of link, register, and you're good to go. All right. The 15-day trial has begun. You may activate your account directly through your XYZ Homework account anytime in the 15 days, and it's $40 for 10 months unlimited courses, which means any courses that we offer. So you go from there. If you have already an account with us, then you're going to click on, after you put in your login user password information, enroll in a new class, and you're going to look under course ID number, and it's going to say, and you're going to punch in 6940, enroll, and there you are. Then you should be in our class at that point. All right. Since I already have an account, I really can't. You know, let me try it anyways. Let me put in some weird stuff here. Let me put in a fake email address and see if it works. Boom, so there it is. Log in now. No, it didn't work the way I wanted it to work. Okay. So once you have it, now this is the instructor side. Let me go to hours here. And let me give you the student version of the website here. Okay, so I will adjust the homeworks dates, and you'll see more of them as I set them up. But these homework dates are the homework that you need to finish up. There's also there's chapter 1.4 that I didn't put up here. All right, how you do the online homework? You click on the 2.1, and you start off a whole bunch of questions here, and you keep on going down the list here. So if this one, you have to solve this, and I'm not going to solve it right now. You can punch in the numbers yourself if you like this. Or whenever you click on this rectangle, the input screen, notice you have a little up arrow right here. If you open this up, what it does, it gives you a little palette, like a math palette to work with. And so you can put in fractions, you can put in exponents, square roots, any kind of roots, absolute value, parentheses, pi, infinity, and does not exist. So you have all these options here. That's the basic options. Then you got the log function, log to any base, the ln, any kind of index of a square root or any kind of root. They do repeat themselves a lot. There's absolute value, there's e to the x. And then you got the trig functions, which we will not get to. But if you want to place in a fraction here, so let's say it was 5, and then you use your up and down arrow keys to get your answer here. You can click save, and the answer should appear here. All right, so there's it's called the math palette or math quill, I think. Yeah, math quill is what they call it here. So anything, there's my exponent button. Again, I'm going to erase that, but if you say 6 to the power of 3, if you're trying to input that, that's fine. Then use your arrow keys to go, or if you want to make an addition that's 13, that's going to be a huge number. You can do that as well. Okay, I'm going to erase all that though, because I want to show you something else. Okay, but if you did not do that and you decided, you know what, I'm going to put this in all myself. And so you say ABS of -3. Whoa, what did I know how to put ABS? I'll show you in just a second here. But if I did that, this little preview button tells me all the math that I entered on this side. We good? So notice this is absolute value. ABS stands for absolute value of -3, and then it gives you the final result, which is +3. So you click the preview button, it will tell you all what you really entered into here. Good thing to do is this little preview button. Okay, maybe another one here real quick. Here, 5 divided by 9. Let's say that, and then I click the preview button, and then again it'll tell me what I entered, and it'll tell me the numeric equivalent of what I entered over here. Okay, so if you submit it, let's submit it. Of course, it'll be wrong, but if you submit it, it'll tell you what you got on it. Red. Let's see. Highlight over the answer means you got it wrong, because some parts you might get right, some parts you might get wrong. So it'll highlight the ones that are correct with green, and highlight the ones that are not correct with red. So at least you know which one, where's your mistake. All right. I set it up so that you can attempt the problem 3 times. So it says this is your second attempt. And of course I'm going to just try it again here and click enter. Oh shucks. Okay, and it says this is your 3rd of 3 attempts. So this is my last attempt for this problem. Okay, another thing that you can do is you can post this question to the forum. This is other students answering your problem. If you're really stuck on something, can't quite figure out, then you can go to post this question in the forum, and maybe possibly some people might be kind to answer this question for you. You got some other help here. Video help takes you to the section in the book where this is taught. Now this exact problem might not be part of it. Most of the time the problems are very similar. Sometimes you do have those problems that are not so similar and the videos don't correspond, but I would probably say 90% of the time the video does actually correspond to this right here. So let's watch the video for this particular one. Let's see if you got several instructors here. I'll go with David.
In this problem, we're asked to solve for the equation 3.
So this particular problem, 3a minus 5, negative 6a plus 1, that's actually pretty close to right here. Again, not the same problem, but a very similar problem. Okay, you also have an ebook. Now, once you register for the site, automatically you have an ebook. So when you click on that, it takes you to the section in the book that is talking about this, particularly for that problem. It was 2.1. 2.1 was that section that was talking about that. Anyway, so that is the online homework, and you'll be doing that a lot. The due dates are set. Again, I'm going to put in the rest of the section homework and then the chapter tests. That's what you need to do. And then above that, then you have a midterm and a final that you can get to do. Okay, but let's go to, see this answer entry guide? This is your math quill editor. This tells you what you have in it. Now this is the basic one. How you add and subtract, what the symbols mean. So the little thing above the 8 key on our computer, that little asterisk, they use that for multiplication. So you could do multiplication 2 different ways. You could say 3 times with an asterisk of 10. If you put a 3 and an x together, that also means multiplication. But this will be a handy thing to sort of print out and have in front of you. A few little things we should think right here. If you're trying to say something is not equal to, what the computer language for it is an exclamation point and an equal sign. So if you type this in y exclamation point equal sign negative 3, what you're saying is y does not equal negative 3. Okay, some more stuff down. Got brackets and parentheses here. All right, that's what I knew. I knew ABS stood for absolute value already. That's why I used it. But these are the function symbols. So if you don't use the math palette, you can also just use the writing of it itself. It's probably better just to use the math palette. So if you want to write a square root, you would write SQRT, open up a parenthesis, and whatever that square root is goes inside there. So square root of 7 would be listed as SQRT, open parentheses, 7, close parentheses, is the notation. All right, let's see, some miscellaneous symbols here. Pi, the number E, which we'll get into this class here, infinity, and does not exist is going to work for us on multiple fronts here. If you can't find an answer, it's not possible to find an answer, we're going to say does not exist. And then this one is a pretty good way to sort of look at how would you write certain numbers and rational expressions, because rational expressions and exponential expressions tend to be the worst, because just by missing a parenthesis you say something different. Like this one right here, say 2 and you put a divide symbol and you put the denominator as 3x plus 5. That's probably what you want to do. You're going to have a 2 on top, 3x plus 5 on the bottom. If you don't put parentheses on the bottom, well, what's going to happen is only the 3x, actually only the 3 is dividing the 2. So notice it's 3 divided by 2 times x plus 5, and that's what this reads. So it's very important, first of all, to have maybe a printout of, just print this out, have it next to you as you're doing the work in the initial stages here. How to know you have a math quill is of the up arrow. Sometimes you won't have a math quill, and the reason for it is because the answers are very easy, like 3 or 7. -4 is the only answer. So for very, very easy answers, they won't even offer the math quill because there's no point to it. So there's that. All right, one extra little thing that happens as you open up these chapters is you do have an ebook. As soon as you register for the class, or for this online homework environment, you have an ebook that is tailored for you. It is exactly as the textbook is, page by page. And oh, sorry, I clicked on. It's not moving as fast as it should be here. Okay, there it goes. Okay, this is the exact textbook that's in your. If you can read this and you can understand this and you're okay with that, then you really don't need a textbook in front of you. If you do need a physical something that you're touching and flipping pages on, that's me. I do need a physical something. So if that is the case, then yes, go buy yourself a textbook, and then at least you can read through it on that as well. There's a problem set. There's paper, in a sense, paper homework or back of book homework. I will not require that for the online class. But what I have done is I increased your online homework though. So you can use these as practice problems if you like. Okay, so let's take a look at the book itself. The two little interesting things in the book itself are, for the answers, if you click on this little answer button, actually will give you all the answers. So 1.1, here are all the answers to all the problems in the textbook. Not bad. So if you want to practice them, great, because you have all the answers right in front of you. Okay, not only that, well, lost where I'm at here. Not only that, if you really are stuck, you can go to the solutions. Now the solutions are not only the answers to the textbook, but they actually are the working out of the problems themselves. So the pattern is to add 1, so the next term is 5. And so let's correlate that just real quick here. So the answer was 5 for number 1. Here it's actually giving you the answer and the thinking behind the answer. Okay, so let's go through this just real quick again. We're starting 1.4 is the section that we look at in chapter 1. This is a review of factoring. And so this is where we really start in Math 63. The assumption is that 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, even 1.5 and 1.6, you already know. You've seen this in Math 61, you've seen this in Algebra 1. We just review factoring 1.4 so we can get through the whole entire course in the amount of time here. So as you read through this section, and this is probably not a good way to read it, so let's switch it to this one right here. Let's switch it to something called worksheet view. Once you switch to worksheet view, you click on text and problem set. And the cool thing is it comes up as a whole entire page. So you can read it like this, way big print if you like. There is a print button as well. I just don't think you should print the whole entire textbook. That's not the whole point. And once you just go by one for $30. Anyway, so if you want to, you can actually go through the textbook on a large scale. So we just reviewed factoring. Let's see all those factoring rules. Wow. And then it says getting ready for class. That's okay, you could skip that one, but here it is. Here's a homework set for 1.4. Factor the following into product of primes. So 288. We want to factor into product of primes. Let me jump out of this. And let me jump back to where we were before. Okay, so there's your answers, if you just want the answers to 1.4. So 2 to the 5th, 3 to the 2nd. Or if you say, how do they get that? Okay, then that's how they factored it. It was 12 times 24, and then 12 broke up into 3 times 4. 24 broke up into 4 and 6. Then they broke up into more numbers, and eventually there's your final answer. So literally this book is giving you as much resources as possible to grasp the material for this class. Okay, so the question really comes up is, do I need a textbook? So with the site, there's an e-book already, which I just showed you. If you don't need a physical textbook in front of you, then you're good to go with that. If you do need something that you flip pages on, you can purchase one again at the bookstore. You can actually purchase a book straight off of XYZHomework.com site, or you can, any vendor that carries a book online. If you're trying to get the access code with your textbook, don't forget, make sure you purchase a new book. If you already have an access code and you already have an XYZ Homework account, then you don't care. Then you may want to go for a used book or so. Okay, so there's one part. That was the main part, XYZHomework.com site. That's the main part where you're going to do a lot of your homework stuff. The next site that we want to get to, let me close up all my windows here, or else this will just be a big giant mess here. Okay, so this one is a site developed as really a supplementary site for, and you already saw it because the two sort of work together, to the textbook. And let me just show it to you, see how we get to it here. Okay, so this is the this is the Math TV homework. And so what this is, these are all the videos of all the problems in the textbook. The only thing you got to do, you got to go to videos by textbook, and you got to select the textbook that we're using. We're using this one right here. Don't get the Texas edition. That's not what we're using. Intermediate Algebra, Concepts and Graphs. Then let's jump to the first section we're doing. We're doing 1.4. Oh, sorry, this one right here. All right, so notice if we were going to go to the ebook, the first problem in the ebook for this section is going to be factor 60 into product of primes. And so here's the author of the textbook. You can watch him, you can watch Anna, Graham, CJ. Sometimes they do have ones in Spanish for those. So let's watch Graham here.
So we want to factor 60 into the product of prime numbers. A good way to start off doing that is to pull out a number from 60 that is a prime number. So we know...
Stop there. Let me just check out CJ.
For this example, we want to factor 60 into its product of primes. So first we can rewrite 60 as 6 times 10.
Okay, so you see each one has their own sort of style of looking at stuff. Let's see how the author of the textbook.
Okay, we want to start our work with factoring, and here I've written factor 60, so I want to factor the number 60, and so what I do is I just start dividing when it comes to numbers. So let's see, I can write 60 as 6 times 10, so I'll do that.
Okay, so anyways, you see that each one of them have their own sort of little flavor. As we've been voting throughout the years, we've been using XYZ Homework. CJ tends to be good. The author tends to be a pretty good one. Those two tend to be sort of know kind of more what they're talking about. Anyways, even with this here, there's the student solution manual as well. So if we need to jump to, hey, this is that page again, factoring 288. So here's all the answers to, not only answers to the back of the book exercises, but actually the problems themselves worked out. All right. Let's jump to new, and this is the site itself. All right, beyond that, what I did during the summer is I made videos of really all the sections we would cover in my regular Math 63 face-to-face class. So let's go to that. Let's go to the YouTube channel. We've been there before when I showed the video itself, but now let's go a little more in depth here. So as you get to YouTube, you're going to look for Math 4B. All right, I made the channel when I was teaching a Math 4B class a long while ago, and then I decided just to stick it all in one channel here. So if you want to subscribe to it, that's fine by me. If you just want to click on it just as a reference every so often, that's fine too. But you're going to click on playlists right here because that'll be the easier way. I have 3 different classes here that I'm teaching, so you may get confused here. But you're going to go for M63 lectures or Math 63 lectures. That's the one you want. And what you're going to see is you're going to see all these starting 1.4, really all the lectures that I've really done in a regular Math 63 class from the beginning all the way to, now I have chapter 8 done. I haven't done chapter 10 yet, so I'll include those in by end of semester here. And so if you want to watch a video of the class, absolutely go for it. If you're reading the textbook and that's really just not enough for you, and you're watching the Math TV site videos and that's really still not enough for you, these videos might be better. And it's really just me teaching. Let's see. And let's go to, and then my courses. And when you go to my courses, which you've been looking at here, the only thing I'm going to put on my courses is the schedule for the class. And you've probably seen that already here, the syllabus there as well. And of course my bio, which I humorously just said is the most important part of my courses. You have that. All right, and the last site that I want to show you is the cccconfer.org site. This is the California Community College online, literally online office hours site. They do trainings as well. I'm going to use this as our as my office hours. So please join if you like. I will answer any questions and all questions, and maybe run through more of the stuff that needs to happen here. So I'm going to hold it on Mondays at 10:30 a.m. for the morning crowd, and then I'm going to host also an evening version as well. They'll be an hour each, but let me just go through. So there it is. What you want to go is you want to go to office hours right here, office hours and student login, and then you're going to look for, there it is. Okay, so this is for next week since today has passed. Next week, the 24th. 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and there's what you look for, Katie Hunjiev - online office hours for Math 63. You're going to click on go, and you need your first full name, last name, email, screen name, and a passcode, which I will have to give you sometime before we actually meet next week. Anyways, that would be the online environment. Basically, it is a whiteboard, just a big whiteboard that we can do a whole bunch of stuff with, and we can communicate. You can talk to me if you have a microphone. If not, there's a little chat window on the side as well. Alright, hopefully that gave you at least a little bit of an introduction there for the course, and hopefully that was enough information at least to get you guys started.